After this woman died, she accidentally arrived in the modern world. She started studying medicine. After becoming a top doctor, she found herself back in her original world. This time she decided not to be a useless queen, but to become a doctor who saves people. Her family thought she was joking. To make her face reality, they sent her to the hardest hospital in the family. Her family told her not to push herself. If she could not handle it, she should go home. Even the doctors at the hospital thought this noble lady was just here to play. He looked at his pocket watch, which said reported 10. Even 1 minute late and he would send Alice back. When the clock hit 10, there was a knock on the door. Alice pushed the door open and walked in. It was clear he had been waiting. The doctor's name was Fallon. He asked Alice for her basic information. When he learned her medical skills were self-taught, he laughed out loud. If not for the count's order, he would have kicked her out. Fallon asked a harsh question. What would she do if a patient died during treatment?
心に刻んでおきます。
There was no acting in his words, as if Alice had already experienced the deaths of many patients like an old doctor. But that feeling passed quickly. He took Alice to a ward. The people here were displaced or had serious illnesses with no cure. Alice asked about the treatment plan. Should she treat all basic conditions or focus on comfort care? Alice's question went straight to the point. Fallon told her to do anything within her ability, but never pretend to know what she did not. The people here were close to death. Fallon wanted her to face this and give up early. Back in the ward, Alice's dress looked like royalty, standing out among people in patched clothes. No one thought this noble lady could adapt, but Alice did not mind. She looked at the dirty environment and decided to clean the ward first. A clean space can greatly reduce death rates. But this place had never been cleaned. If Alice did it alone, it would take too long. At this moment, the nurses came to help. With everyone working together, the ward changed. Then a patient let out a groan. The man fell while fixing a roof and broke his ribs. Alice turned him on his side. Long-term bed rest had caused severe bed sores. The condition was serious. If left untreated, it could cause infection and sepsis. Alice needed to treat him immediately. She told the nurses to prepare an operating room and bring disinfectant and anesthesia. They also needed gauze to prevent bleeding. When they heard Alice would operate herself, everyone around felt uneasy. The patient on the bed felt the same.
あなたを助けたいんです。
Alice completed the pre-operation steps. She did not know if Fallon would blame her, but she could not ignore it. After anesthesia and disinfection, Alice asked for the scalpel. The nurses still hesitated, but there was no time to think. Alice's hands were steady. The medical training from the modern world let her work with ease. After successful debridement, the patient felt much better. What moved him more was Alice's attitude. Whenever he looked uneasy, Alice asked how he felt. For a patient, this was like grabbing hope. For Alice, this was just what a doctor should do. After this, everyone trusted the noble lady. Patients all wanted Alice to treat them. At the palace, the royal doctors still could not find the cause. The prince mentioned Alice's guess and told them to consider blood sugar. This case was only recently published. Fewer than 20 people in the country knew it. The royal doctors could not imagine who it was. At the hospital, the director scolded Fallon and told him to take good care of her. An angry Fallon went to find Alice, but when he reached the ward, he thought he was lost. Alice was already asleep. When Fallon tried to wake her, the others stopped him. She had worked all night. Her skills were already acknowledged. When Fallon learned she had performed surgery, he was furious. He took Alice to see the patient, but after seeing the wound, he found it perfect. He thought Alice had help, but when told she did it alone, Fallon did not believe it, even with patient testimony. To confirm it, Fallon brought her to another patient. He showed her the test report and asked her to analyze it. This was a problem prepared for her, but when Alice saw the sputum test, she immediately identified bacterial pneumonia. Now Fallon fully accepted her skill, thinking of his past behavior. Was this what talent meant? The patients Alice treated were all those ignored by the hospital. Fallon knew he could not do the same, so he called Alice out and apologized for looking down on her. After research, the royal doctors confirmed the king had diabetes. They could not imagine which genius it was. The king received treatment. He remembered Alice's firm expression. If Alice became queen, the country would be stable, but he did not want to bury her medical talent.